Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.
Hi, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm your host, Custer Montanez, with the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And we are in an awesome place to be today, especially this time of year. And with me is my friend, Gaina Pepper. How are you?
Good.
And Gaynor is a member of our senior leadership team at Fairfield County Board of DD. And she's really the brains behind this. And what are we into today? What is this? What's happening, Gaynor?
This is Pioneer Day, and we have different stations for the kids to walk and participate in, ranging from making homemade bird feeders to artifacts, making musical instruments that kids may have used back in the Pioneer days. We have authentic toys that the kids would have played with back then, story time, fry pies, bead make.
You had me at fry pie.
Yeah.
Well, I think what's so neat about this, and for years we used to help out with trick or treat and things, but Gaynor actually had this idea several years ago about there's so much opportunity to educate children about things that happened in our area many, many years ago. And unfortunately, a lot of that programming happens out in the woods or out in facilities where it might be a little bit more difficult for students at Forest Rose to get to. And so by the luck of the draw, we've got some great community partners that made it happen so that people in the community came into the school today to share that information and education. And so thank you, Gaynor, for the idea.
Thank you for all your help.
Oh, well, it's a fun day, and we're going to take a peek at some of the cool activities that are going on.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome to Dream Machine.
Like to be part of Dream Machine, keep me busy, and it's also important that we do it together as a group, and we plow and plant, and we have lots of produce. We have tomatoes like one here, and gourds, cucumbers, squash, crawfish, beets, microgreens. We also have flower arrangement, and we also sell bags, those tote bags out of animal food bags, and we sell them out in the market, farmers market.
It's a special place that keeps people healthy by eating a couple fruits and vegetables. I always show people, first time they pick raspberries and green beans, I show them how to do it like they do it wrong. Picking raspberries and green beans is simplest, easy for me. We're entering some things in the field like pumpkins, the gourds were growing, and everyone likes them. Tasty.
And welcome back to Fairfield Today. I am your host, Custer Montanez, with the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And what a treat we're having today. We're at Forest Rose School at our second annual Harvest Festival, Pioneer Days. And it's such a great opportunity. We've got people from all over the community that have been willing to pitch in, come to Forest Rose today, and really do some education and demonstration with the children about what life was like in this area a long, long time ago. And I got to tell you, you are a colorful bunch in personality and an ensemble, both, yes. So with me here are Sherry and Kim Black. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
So tell me a little bit about your interest, about what you're going to be showing the kids here today and what we can expect to see.
Okay. How we got started was he has Native American ancestry. So we kind of got started with this with some friends of ours that has a museum. So we like to demonstrate and educate on the Eastern Woodland people.
Whether it's kids or adults, I think it's really important that people know that we were here a long time before the white people came in this area. And then I found out recently that Lexington really wasn't Tarhee Town. It was French Margaretstown.
Interesting. So do you find when you go out, like what do kids like the most about this stuff when you go out to educate?
We always have more or less, when we go, it's hands-on museum because kids like to feel, touch. So everything that's here today that they can, so that's what they enjoy.
So it's all touchable stuff. All right, tell me what I'm looking at here. What are some of the goodies I'm seeing? This is nice.
This is a rabbit skin blanket that my wife made.
Okay.
It's all hand stitched on the back side.
Interesting.
These are made out of willow bark. Peel them up, fold it over.
And this is something that we would have seen.
Oh yes. Oh yes, you would have seen all this.
This looks familiar.
That is a tortoiseshell rattle.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to let the turtle across the room see this because we do have a live turtle in the box over there. So we'll be careful that he doesn't. This might be a relative of his actually, but this is interesting too. And then I'm assuming some turkey feathers.
Yep.
And we have different furs. This is buffalo.
Oh, interesting.
And I was reading in some diaries from 1750 that they were hunting buffalo here in Ohio, up on the Tuscarawas River.
Interesting.
Still here at that time.
Oh, that's really interesting. And you've got some good jewelry on too. That has not gone unnoticed. I'm a little bit of a fanatic myself, so.
Well, how we usually do this, I usually kid the kids. I said, I'm pre-contact. I like to demonstrate before there was any contact with the Europeans. And I always tell the kids, I said, I look pretty good because I'm 400 years older than he is because he's trade times. So he gets to get all the jewelry and everything else. So all of our things would have been made out of what you would find.
More primitive too, yeah.
Yeah, Native American men, they like to rooster.
Yeah.
They like to dress up.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah, I can tell. Uh-huh. I like it. Well, you're not alone here today. You've got some other folks down here at this side, and with me here are Jason and Jenny Snyder. Hi, thank you for being here.
Hello.
So tell me a little bit about what you're going to be doing with the kids today.
This is the first time we've came here. Our daughter goes to school here, and so we asked Kim and his wife to come help us with this to make it more of a hands-on activity. I went to college and studied archaeology, so I'm used to more lecturing, and I knew with students this young that we needed more hands-on. So
yeah, you're about to find out, I think, in a few minutes when the floodgates open.
Had to recruit some help for that. So we asked them to bring a drum. My wife made some drums so the kids could play with these ones.
Oh, interesting.
Found this online, how to make them out of some balloons.
That's very resourceful.
But other tools that the Native Americans would have used that the kids can use here would be like...
Is that fire starter?
It's a pump drill.
Oh, interesting. So that's an arrowhead down there at the bottom.
Yes. It's made of flint, and so the kids get a chance to play with these tools that we've brought that the natives would have been using to make their jewelry or other tools with.
Interesting. And I love, too, I know you just mentioned it, but they are parents of you have a 3-year-old daughter here, correct?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Well, we'll make sure we get to see her as well. Now, does she have an interest in this?
Oh, yes. She loves playing with drums.
Frontier Spirit every year at Alley Park, And we have a younger daughter who's 17 months, and both of them dress up in little Indian outfits, and they come along on the trail and they do their little trail part with us as well. So they've been doing the trail for at least 3 years. Sarah's been doing it for 3 years. Carly's been doing it for almost 2. But anyhow, they've not missed this part of it yet. So
you know exactly what these kiddos are going to be looking for. Well, thank you both so much for being here. We appreciate it. And we're going to take a look at a couple of the other stations that we have set up in just a moment.
Fairfield Medical goes the extra mile to give attention to their patients, to their guests, anybody that comes within those doors.
There's no question that the staff there are all personally invested in seeing that I got the best care possible.
The staff was so comforting. I felt like she was in the best hands.
They basically gave me a second chance at life, and I'm going to make the most of it.
And welcome back to Fairfield Today. I'm your host, Custer Montanez, with the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And I feel like I've stepped back in time here a little bit. I have my friend Lene. You want to wave, Lene? There you go. All right. And with Lene is Karen Henry. Hi, Karen. How are you?
I'm fine.
Well, Karen is delightful to me. And if you haven't met Karen yet, she is part of the Frontier Spirit Group that traditionally you're at annually at Alley Park every September.
Yes.
All right. And you came to us all the way from Pittsburgh. She said they found her because she's so talented. And what she's working with today with our students is a couple different things. First of all, this beautiful coloring book, which she brought with her, but she also illustrated the entire thing. And it's full of history of what life was like here way back when. 1799. Excellent. And Lene, you said you already have one of these at home, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, tell me what you're going to be doing with the kids today, Karen.
Well, today we're going to learn how to write with a quill. And these are actually turkey feathers. And the turkey feathers were used quite a bit back then. They used goose feathers or whatever they can find, but they have the nice broad end to them that can be cut. And actually, it takes 6 months for these to cure before they can write. Well, if this is the only thing that you have to write with and you need a pen right away, you had to do a quicker version of getting that cured so you can cut it and get it ready to go. So what they would do is they'd soak it overnight in a bottle of water or whatever, and then the next day they would stick it in some sand, real hot sand. They'd had to get that over the fire and make it real hot, and then that would cure it real quick. So in a day you can have a feather to write with.
Now they're hollowed. Is that advantageous or is that just a fluke?
That's just how they are. These are actually the flight feathers of the turkey, the ones that are on the wings. As you can see, this feather shows you what the turkey feather kind of looks like before I start cutting away the quill on it, which so you can handle it better. And they didn't really write with all this on top. They actually broke it in half and took all that off of there, so it made it easier to write. So what we're going to do is, you see how the turkey feather has a curve to it? You're going to lay that in your hand so it's nice and comfortable. And then we're going to dip in our ink, and the inks were made either out of berries or walnut shells. And then you start trying to write with it. And if that doesn't work, you dip it in there again. See if you can get some more ink on it. And you don't always come up with the nicest thing, because
So with the ink, I mean, was it permanent? How indelible were these inks?
Walnut is very dull. It works real well. It still will fade over time, but they would add charcoal to it to make it a blacker ink, and that way it would last a little longer. But the problem was also, it's actually a dye, which means that
Get it all over your hands and clothes?
That's right. They would actually add gum arabic to it, so it would float on top of the paper. Now, the paper we're using today is a modern day paper, but that's not what they used back then. They used a paper that was actually made out of linen or cotton, and the newspapers in the towns would always ask people, if you're getting rid of your underwear, which was made out of linen, We need that to make paper. So the paper was actually made out of linen or cotton at that time. And that was another thing that, of course, it would soak right in and dye. So the gum arabic is what really helps to make it right. And she's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, now, Lene, is it hard to do?
Yes.
Yes, it is. All right, well, you're doing a pretty good job. Is that a heart you just drew right there?
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. All right, now I want to talk real briefly because you were so gracious in bringing these to our students. But tell me a little bit about this book and how it got started or why. What was your incentive to do this?
Well, the incentive was we theme our event each year, and the theme this year was generations. So we thought about putting a coloring book together, and it kind of expanded into a 29-page coloring book because
it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
To explain how a family left Pennsylvania to come here, which this was the Northwest Territory at the time, but there was actually people that when they opened up the Appalachian Mountains to allow the settlers to come in and expand. Of course, there were money makers out there, and they were telling everybody, hey, there's land out there for the taking, and your corn's going to grow 1 foot a day. So people came in, and this is just a shortened version of one family, how they came, and some other things that were happening in the town at the time in Lancaster. Right here.
Well, it's absolutely wonderful. And I see you even have local sponsors that helped you here, the Fairfield County Foundation, our friend Martin Barker, Gordon Flesh. If somebody wanted to get a copy of this, how would they go about doing that?
I suppose they can ask anybody that belongs to the Frontier Spirit Group, and we'll manage to try to get one to them.
Well, we appreciate you bringing them to us today. And you're doing a great job. I think she's got the hang of it. What do you think?
So she's quite a student.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you for sharing with me. We're going to take another peek around and see some of the other activities that are happening. We'll be right back.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome to the high school football game of the week. I'm Jaron Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight we've got a great one for you. The Blue Carroll Bulldogs.
We had a great week of practice. Even in the rain and the weather, we had a great week of practice.
Schneider, lots of running room to midfield. He's gone. Rush Schneider down the near sideline for a touchdown for the Aces.
We have a hold on the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up 4th down.
And we're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game. And thanks for being here, Jacob.
Thank you.
The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions. First time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
And be very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
My name is Ernest Elton Keaton, Ernie, 11th month, 15th day of 1947. I have a very interesting life. I worked for 51 years. It just come to me, what I wanted to do. Come a long way with all the pictures I've taken. I enjoy doing it to make people not sad, but happy. You know, and I have. I'm trying to do the best I can, be kind to people and everything. So I try my very best to do what's right and not wrong. I'd be a boring world if everybody did be everything. Same thing, same lights, you know. It'd be a boring world, I think.
And welcome back to Fairfield Today. I'm your host, Custer Montanez with the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And I'm not going to lie, I am standing downwind from a skunk.
Hello, Temple.
Hi, Trina.
This here is Poppy.
Hi, Poppy.
Poppy's just 6 months old. Yeah, she's a baby.
So awesome. And I'm safe right here, right? Stop teasing me. She's teasing me all morning. This is my friend Trina Thornton from Alley Park and Laura Elder, who's also from Alley Park. And they're probably familiar faces to many people. They get out and about in the community. And you guys have so many school-age children that come to you that we really appreciate you coming to Forest Rose today and bringing some of your presentations and your friends and your grandchildren to Forest Rose to share all this information with it. It is a family adventure, right? And what is your name?
Lily.
Hi, Lily. And who's this little guy? Do you know his name?
No.
Is it Stu? Little Miss. Yeah, Little Miss Stu. Little Miss Stu the possum. My goodness. How does a possum feel?
Yeah.
Really soft. And so these are two animals that you bring around pretty frequently, children, and they live at Alley Park, correct? Okay, all right. And so when you have children out to see these animals, what are some of the information that you give to kids about these animals?
Well, one thing is in the wild, you don't want to do this. Yeah, but it helps them to understand that, for instance, a possum isn't as creepy or scary. They're not a big giant rat. Give them a little bit of respect and territory as well. They
don't usually come on a leash.
They don't. We're training her how to walk on a leash. It's kind of funny. I've taken her out the park every now and then, walking around the grounds and everything. But she's a good little girl, and out in the wild, they would be smiling at her right about now and showing her 50 sharp razors.
No, wait, now there's something in this bucket, too. That's a box turtle, is that right?
Box turtle, yeah.
Does he have a weird name as well?
Buster.
Buster the box? Oh, okay, yeah.
You know.
Got it. And then we have... Oh, yeah, he's buried in there. Yes, I didn't want to tell him earlier we saw a musical instrument made out of a turtle shell, but we don't want him to know that. Okay, all right. I don't know. Okay, great. Hi, Buster.
Eastern box turtle. Yeah.
Okay, and then over here we have some animals that maybe didn't fare quite so well, it looks like.
No, we don't want to let Stu or Poppy see the the little pelts of them over there.
What the future holds. I know it's a
touchy-feely things.
Yeah, well, they may be a little young to face their own mortality quite yet, but let's look at the stuff down here and see what all you got down here. Now listen, don't let them. This is kind of macabre for the animals that are still living, but tell me a little bit about some of the stuff here and that you introduced to children.
Well, this is just our was it Ricky raccoon that we take with us that kids can touch and not worry about, messing up the mount, and then we just call that the scary fox we bring with us as well.
This is all very child friendly.
He goes everywhere though. He's kind of like one of our mascots, that we take with them, and then get them to experience what a big old snapping turtle would look like on the inside.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Look at that. It's beautiful though. It really is beautiful. This is native to Ohio?
Yes.
Okay.
All on that table is native to Ohio. We have some deer antlers and
different pelts and whatnot. Well, I have to say, I have to give credit to my Alley Park friends, because without you, this day really wouldn't have come together, because it is because you host the Pioneer Days annually every September, as we've heard, that you have all these connections to people that are really interested in this and passionate about it. And I've heard the term today quite a bit, that they demonstrate and educate. And that's kind of what Alley Park is all about.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, with more the animal aspect of it and conservation and respecting our area. And yes.
So, and then as far as Alley Park goes, is that a seasonal park, or can people come out year round? How does that work?
Year round, open 24. Well, I can't say 24/7 because we close at dark, but yeah, year round.
And for people who don't know, Alley Park is located really almost in Lancaster. I mean, it's in almost a Lancaster address. It's very close by. So I encourage you to look them up either on the City of Lancaster website or to Google Alley Park, because you always have great programming going on there for children and adults.
Yes.
And one One cool thing that's coming up, we have to make sure you mark it on your calendars, is every year we do the Santa in the Park, and we have Sensory Santa in the Park this year on December 11th. So if you have any family members with mobility issues or any type of sensory issues, we'd love to have you come out on the 11th, and we'll make some adaptations so that you can enjoy Santa in the Park as well.
More fun to come along.
Or if you'd like to volunteer, give us a call too.
Yes.
We always need the volunteers. Well, Trina.
What's that, Temple? You want to hold her? No.
I'm good. Well, look what happened to the last one.
No, was that the one that you held? Awesome.
So, Trina, tell me real quickly before we go, and we're going to get some in-depth looks here of the kiddos. But what is Alley Park's mission as far as education and children?
Not just children, but all ages and for everybody, all abilities. So come on out. We do what we can. If you're interested in a program, you can contact me at Alley Park, and we'll set you up with something. If you'd like to see the Nature Center, during the warmer weathers, we have open times, which is on Sunday afternoons. So, yeah.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for all your connections and helping us make this day happen. So we're going to talk real quickly to some of the kiddos that are in here, and we'll be right back. Before we leave, I just want to say thank you so much to our friends at Alley Park and the people who take on the Pioneer education every year out there and all year round. And I really appreciate them bringing it to our friends here at Forest Row, so people like Leslie here can learn all about our Native American history and pioneer history, and what a great thing. So until next time, I am Temple Custer Montanez with the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disability.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.